After 30 years, I have recovered the Logic 4 files of the #1 hit which I co-wrote and produced for Peter Andre, Flava. I've taken the 1996 #1 hit that I produced for Peter Andre, Flava, and I've located the Logic 4 files. I've taken it to Effects Copying, and Will Bentz, who works there, has transferred the files so that they work on Logic Pro 11.2, and it's amazing. I located my S3000 and I was successful in loading up both the S3000 part and the S1100 part, which were on MO discs that still work today, 30 years on. So you join me as a kind of fly on the wall. I've transferred all the S3000 parts now, so I'm going to mute them. If we unmute all the audio now, so now we're playing what's been recorded off the S3000. We'll just play a bit of the chorus. So that's sounding pretty decent. Okay, so now we're going to go on to the next thing, which is the S3000 part. So we'll mute that lot there. Alright, we just hide them just for the moment, so we've got less to look at. And we'll go from here. We're going to take all the S1100 parts, unmute them. We're going to eject the S3000 disc. Look at that. It's a CD. 30 years old, not being used and working perfectly. And then we're going to grab the S1100 disc, which works in the same drive. What's great is the S3000 and the S1100 discs are all compatible. Load, yes. These are the S1100 parts I'm about to record. I'm going to record them onto these audio channels. These are all the S3000 parts I've already recorded. They're the MIDI, and that's the audio. I've just assigned the S1100 parts to the corresponding MIDI channels, and it's worked first time. So the next take is ready to go. Everything's set up and aligned. Let's go for it. After I got the S3000 parts recorded and all working nicely together, all the mutes were there from the original Logic parts, so I didn't have to do any tinkering at all. Then I loaded up the MiniMoog. Right, we're going to record the MiniMoog Bass now. I've got the MIDI here. Quick reference to the original bass line, just to remember how it sounded.
Myself to slave, so I get the keys to my Jeep. Well, there's nothing that I ain't gonna do.
I'm going to program the bass sound now. So I'm going to use the sawtooth, pulse width, and then a sine, and this one's going to kind of provide the bottom end. This is up an octave. Next thing we've got to do is tune it down, because through MIDI it only goes down to C, and sometimes we need it to go down to these notes. So what we do is we tune it down 4, like that. So it's, and then I've got to tune it. What we're going to do now is play it with the track and see what it sounds like. The last sound to get up is this Super Jupiter pad. This is a sound I've been using faithfully for 30 years. Right, now this gated pad is what I took from Crazy Seal. I bought the synth. This is how we get the sound up. I'm going to take that and take that up to here, like that. Apple D, this is cheating, but it works better. Bring that down to there, and then we bring that, oh, we need to do shift cut, get rid of the 0, 0, 0. Okay. Okay. So they should be perfect cuts around there. No overlap. All right. Straight away, that's what it should sound like. We'll put a little bit of reverb on. We put a little bit of delay on. 9. Hear that in the track. Solo. Mute that. Then I downloaded the JD800 plugin because my JD800 is in for repair at the moment. I'm just going to show you how the JD800 came up. That's the original MIDI. Then we're going to get up the JD800 like that. We've got a thing down here called hybrid strings. And like all plugins, buried in reverb, stoppy attack, loads of release. So I have selected, hold shift, select all the tones. All right, it's not the release down. Not the tack down. And then go to the effects. Let's knock off the reverb. Knock off the delay. Right, that works really well. And I'll just put a little bit of reverb on. There you go. Given it a mix, and now the backing track sounds like it did in 1996. Absolutely clear. It was originally mixed by Jason Clift, but I've done a pretty good mix of it.
I can't bring myself to sleep, so I get the keys to my Jeep. Well, there's nothing that I ain't. Hands up in the air, the max back with a flavor. No time to think. If you're down, throw your hands up in the air. If you're down, throw your hands up in the air. If you want, we can do that.
Raw with the flavor. Yeah. Raw with the flavor. Raw with the flavor. Check it out. Throw your hands in the air if you know you got the flavor. Take it all the way with the man.
Party all night.
This vocal here is just going to slot in on the main mix. Shift copy, Apple W, Flava mix instrumental mix. Let's open that up. Edit, paste original. That's looking wonderful.
I can't bring myself.
So this is how you line up the new audio.
What a feeling is so good.
Good. That looks like it should be there, right?
Good in my neighborhood. I hear the party sing. If you're down, throw your hands up in the air.
Yeah, it does sound like it's in time, doesn't it?
Wanna hear the party sing. If you're down, throw your hands up in the air.
Open that up to another mono track. Bring that down to there.
Here with me. I said I wanna hear the party sing. If you're down, throw your hands up in the air. The max back with a flavor. Hands up in the air.
Raw with the flavor. Check it out. Throw your hands in the air if you know you got the flavor.
Oh, look, there's the rap there.
Check it out. Throw your hands in the air if you know you got the flavor. Take it all the way with the
party all night. Party sing. If you're down, throw your hands up in the air. Max back with a fine. Ooh, there's something special about tonight. And our party's on. Well,
now we're going to get a sound on the vocals. Artists. Right, this is my quick vocal sound, right?
well, if you're down, throw your hands up in the air. Max back with a flavor of the year. That's right, I'm kicking new flavor. I hear there's a jam that's going on. What a feeling is so good in my neighborhood. Ooh, this.
I just wanted to do a little track breakdown on this track for you. Now, the first thing we did was we worked on the drums. In those days, we had 2 or 3 loops running at the same time. So we started off with a bass drum and a boom, an 808. Okay, now there's something I've got to show you here. This is, there was quite a few things that I did in those days that became standard things that a lot of people were using. And one of them was this 4 thing. Have a listen to this. Now, if you remember dance music, they often took a 1-beat loop and chopped it up and bang, 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 before we went into the next section. And it's just something that's been done in dance music for quite a while. I used to do dance music and do R&B music. And what I used to do was nick things from R&B, put it into dance, and nick things from dance music and bring them into R&B. Now that is basically the first bar of the chorus just being looped. If I take the first beat, you got this. And that's all I did, was I took the first bar of the chorus and looped it 4 times, the bar before, and we used that all over the M&A album. And then we got these sounds here, the crowd sounds. And then the next sounds we got is all these sort of paddy sounds. So have a listen to this. One of the questions that many people ask me is, how did I get the Peter Andre gig? Now, there was an A&R person called Colin Daniels who worked at Mushroom Records, and I was hot property at this time. I just produced the M&A album with Dennis Charles and Ronnie, and that being a platinum album, so things were going really well. And Colin Daniels kept phoning me up every Friday, and he'd say, "Oh, I've got a remix for you next week." And I go, "Oh, okay, fine. Send it down and I'll do it." And next week would come and go, no remix would come. And then next week he'd phone me up and say, "Oh, Andy, I've got a remix for you." This went on for about 4 weeks. And on the 5th week I said, "Oh, really? You got a remix for me?" He said, "Oh, yeah. Okay." I said, "Well, when are you going to have the tapes ready for me?" And he said, "Oh, I'll have them ready for you next week." I said, "When?" He said, "Oh, next week." And I said, "All right then, well, shall we say Thursday, 1 o'clock? And he said, "Yeah, that sounds fine." I said, "Right, okay, well, I'll send a taxi round on Thursday, 1 o'clock to pick up the tapes, and then I'll do the remix for you." So Thursday came, and obviously I hadn't heard anything from him. So I gave him a call. I said, "Oh, hi there, Colin, how you doing?" He goes, yeah, fine. I said, "I'll just let you know, the taxi's just about to arrive at the Mushroom Records to grab the remix for me to do." And he goes, Oh, yeah, that sounds great. Brilliant. Okay, Andy, yeah, I'll sort it out. About an hour later, my taxi came back, and I had all these tapes for, an unknown artist. He was signed to Mushroom. He's called Peter Andre, I think. Anyway, he was a big star in Australia, but he hadn't had any success in England. The tape that he sent me was Mysterious Girl, and they wanted me to do a remix of it. So I took the track I remixed it, and my version of Mysterious Girl landed on the CD, and it's available everywhere, so check it out. I felt my remix sounded better than the actual original. Peter Andre was so pleased with the remix that he asked to come down to the studio. So he came down and he goes, oh, okay, you know, I want to work with you. Well, what sort of thing are you looking for? And he said, oh, you know, I'm into the R&B pop, you know. And I said, well, that's all I do. So we sat down together. He loved the Emanate album that I'd done. I paid him some sort of ideas that I had for, you know, like the follow-up album for Emanate. And he was like, oh my goodness, this is absolutely mad. We spent the whole day working on a backing track, trying out some vocal ideas. The guy, he's very talented. So we were just vibing off each other, and we came up with a scratch track. We came back, we did another day on it, and then we came back and did another day on it. And by the time we'd done the third day, it was beginning to sound like a really amazing record. So we finished it off. We went down to Noma Studios, had it all mixed. It became a potential single for Peter. So when he had the hit single with Mysterious Girl, they came to me and said, oh, they're going to use your song for the next track. I said, well, that's brilliant. Fingers crossed it does well. Oh yeah, it'll do well, all right. Well, did it well. It was Peter Andre's first #1 hit record, which is amazing. Another question people say was, what is it like having a #1 hit record? Well, let me tell you, it was mad. Up until then, I'd been working away. I wasn't very well credited. I played keyboards on 50 hit records. I'm not credited on 50 hit records, but on my CV, it's all there. But after I had the hits with Flava, everyone wanted me, #1, and #2, I was credited everywhere, which is great. I always remember when I went to the Cannes Festival, top A&R guy, BMG. Anyway, he kept coming up to me and goes, and obviously there's lots of people, and he kept coming out, oh, you can't touch him for very long. And then people say, what do you mean you can't touch him? He's too hot. He's too hot. Anyway, that's hilarious.
The keys to my Jeep. Well, there's nothing that I ain't gonna do tonight. Dial on the number 211, cause I hear there's a jam that's going on. What a feeling is so good in my neighborhood. Ooh, there's something special about tonight.